The Propcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. They're coming to customers. Play just $5, get $100 bonus funds. Use promo code SGPN.
And Peggy the shot, the ground downfield. He gets the catch, and he gets in for the touchdown. The catch is made by Calvin Ridley. Wilson, as he throws.
And welcome, everyone, to the Propcast here on the Sports Game Podcast Network. It is currently Monday morning, November 10th, around 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm Rose Scour, show once again joined by Adam Roseberg. Together, we're going to break down our favorite plays for the Monday night game between the Eagles and the Packers. Should be a fun game. There are some rumors that it might be a snow game, so we'll see how that goes. But either way, point is, game should be fun. Looking forward to it. And of course, if you want to make some money, we are giving out 3 props each on the game. Adam, how's it going with you? I know, of course, you are an Eagles fan. So how are you feeling about the game tonight?
Excuse me. I feel good about it. I don't know. Like I was talking to you before we went on. I did not have a good day yesterday, which is for everyone who follows me and you, because it's the same plays, but that's our first probably bad Sunday since like week 2. Which like no one's jumping in comments and being haters. It's more, I just want to talk the way we lost 2 of the games. We actually didn't lose like Giants. Like Giants was 4.5 and like they covered, and that's great. Whatever. The way we lost the Jags was like terrible. And the way that we lost the Giants, more importantly, that game was in total control. They were winning by 10 points. They were stepping on their throats. They were using play action in the running game. And then
they were in close territory too. And then Dart had the concussion. He fumbled the ball. Yeah.
And then Russell Wilson came in and pissed all over it.
Yeah, pretty much. And the Giants defense fell apart too. So
yeah, well, because they had to stay on the field longer. They were bad. Like it was just people were like blaming I squarely put that one on coaching and on Russell Wilson, and it felt like on Circa I went 1-4 when the reality is that I went 2-2, but I was at one point 4-0, and I don't know, it just stinks. So anyway, I'm hoping for a Birds win tonight. I know Sean is there. So, Jason pointed out Bijan Harris is brutal. I got reverse swept on the prop show. We did hit the ladder. I don't know if you want to get into recaps. We did hit the ladder.
I think I ended up going 1-2 because I ended up winning the McCarthy interception. Shout out to JJ, which has just been a wagon for the interception. Fast Eddie didn't do anything. It was Slow Eddie on Sunday. He kept scoring touchdowns.
And Bijan, Bijan, like it was fine, and OT killed us. He only had 1 carry in order for overtime.
Yeah, and I remember that I had Kincaid first quarter receiving yards, and then he had 0. And then first drive of the second quarter, he has 2 catches for like 37 yards. I'm like, that's great. Like, so of course that worked out that way. But yeah, either way, a shout out to McCarthy who keeps throwing picks. But yeah, not the best overall day. It's fine. We move. Not a big deal. So we'll, of course, move on to Monday night. And of course, you are rooting for your Eagles to get the job done. I'll ask you before we officially get into any props for the game. Any takeaways or anything you want to mention from Sunday?
Yeah, my biggest takeaway is Patriots are good, dude.
Drake May, good player.
Good player.
He's favored to win MVP. I'm not saying he's going to win it, but he looks very good.
Looks really good. They got outgained. They had more turnovers. They just did better. Like they have 2 pretty marquee wins now against the Bills on the road against the Bills and Tampa.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to ignore. I don't care about how bad.
And shout out to the Patriots and Vrabel. It only took a bunch of injuries to realize that Travion Henderson's good at football.
Really?
So there you go. Nice big.
No, that was a takeaway for me. Seattle's really effing good.
Seattle's really good. I mean, Arizona. Look, I don't think the Cowboys are good. So I think that a lot of teams, when they beat the Cowboys, the Bears, etc., their Bears keep winning, even though they're pretty unimpressive. But a lot of teams have beaten the Cowboys, and people immediately crown them as being better than they actually are. Yeah, the Cowboys aren't very good. So the Cardinals got the job done, and then once that happened against the Cowboys, they were down like 38-7 immediately, and the game was just over, at that point. Seattle's really good.
We still hit percent.
Yeah, because the pass attempts were crazy, and they couldn't bench him because Kyler is MIA. So he just got a bunch of pass attempts out of it. But yeah, Seattle looks really good. I do want to ask you though, just I guess to briefly talk about it, random conversation, but I thought the Rams looked good too.
Rams look great.
If you had to pick one team right now that you'd pick to have the better chance of coming out of the NFC, would you pick the Seahawks or would you pick the Rams?
Rams by a mile.
You pick the Rams
by a mile.
Is that for the experience or which element?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
so that means you think the Rams win the division too?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. I think I agree with you, but
I mean, the ability that first of all, if you shut down Seattle's passing attack, they're screwed.
The run game is
non-existent. And they leaned into that at the trade deadline. I see Joe saying is beating the Bills a good win anymore. Look, the Bills are not as good as everybody thought that they were going to be, but it's still a divisional opponent on the road.
It's a very nice win for Miami of all teams who've been struggling, and their coach has been on the hot seat the entire time.
Yeah.
But I am going to point out for Buffalo, and I know that people are pointing it out at the trade deadline, and now people are bringing it up again. I can't believe they didn't trade for a wide receiver. Their receivers are horrific on that team.
I get it, but that's not why they're losing games. They're losing games because their defense is hard. All you have to do is run on that defense. That defense is, and this is a problem that they had in the playoffs last year. Like against like their defense is terrible.
Well, we saw that against Bijan a Monday night game a couple weeks ago when he went for like 190 yards. But I also want to point out the defense has been on the field a lot more than expected because the Bills' offense has just not been able to sustain drives. You're looking at the receivers. Keon Coleman actually caught a touchdown pass. Congratulations. I mean, Shakir's been kind of quiet this season. They don't have many weapons besides the tight ends. So, yeah, the Bills got problems because they really didn't do anything at the deadline, and it appears that staying pat is going to cost them, in my opinion, a potential Super Bowl appearance. I don't think this team's good enough to win the Super Bowl, obviously. So I don't think they would beat the Chiefs. I don't think they would beat a decent amount of teams in the playoffs. No. Like, you need Allen to go God mode, and the receivers aren't getting separation. So just not, I'd say, a solid situation in terms of what the Bills' projections were preseason. I think they are pretenders as far as I'm concerned. I don't think they're good enough.
I think so, too.
And I think McDermott should have been fired years ago. Separate story.
Yeah,
but whatever. Story. Either way, kind of wanted to mention that. Joe brought it up. I just think the Bills are overrated because you mentioned the run defense, the offense as well. The receivers aren't good enough. And that's going to be in my opinion, Achilles heel to this team. So maybe when colder weather comes around in Buffalo, they'll get the ground game going.
Yeah, but you can only beat people because of the weather.
No, correct. I'm just saying, like, the Bills might have a surge at the end of the season because it gets colder and they can run the ball and whatever. But no, you're not winning a lot of playoff rounds when your receiving core is that and your run defense is that. Like, that's not going to happen. So there you go. But
I don't think did Miami punt at all?
If they did, it was once again, I think towards the end of the game or whatever. But Miami's offense wasn't lighting it up early. The thing is, Buffalo's offense was just stuck in quicksand the entire day. So I don't actually know how many times they punted, but the Dolphins were in kind of cruise control the entire game, and the Bills never threatened at any point. Cook fumbled in plus territory, and the game was over at that point. So that's kind of how that went. But either way, a couple of upsets, couple of close games. No comment about the Sunday night game. I know we crushed the props, but I really hate watching the Steelers play football. That's my stance.
Get to see him. Yeah, I get to see this Chargers. This Chargers team's not fun to watch either.
No, not at all. It's why it was a bad matchup in general. But shout out to the sports books who made the 2-5 Ravens the division favorites over the Steelers, because damn, the Steelers team is garbage. Anyway,
the Ravens team's I think going to run the gamut.
They didn't look great either against the Vikings late.
They got it together. They got it together.
They did well.
And that was a really good Ravens spot to do what they needed to do, but most of their mistakes was that first quarter.
Yeah, the Ravens though still have that type of flaw where they just let bad teams hang around. They should have blown the Vikings out in that game. McCarthy did nothing.
I know.
And yet somehow McCarthy got the ball back down one possession in the final 2 minutes. Now, at no point did I think they were going to come back and score, because I think McCarthy stinks,
but they also were up. They were also up at that point by like enough that like it wasn't a threat. Like it was also a different mindset on that.
I'm just saying though, it was single possession McCarthy with the ball 2 minutes. I did not pick them to get the job done, obviously, because I think McCarthy's awful. But the Ravens should have probably won that game by 10 plus points, and randomly the other team had the ball.
They did, but like up until like 6 minutes were left in the fourth quarter, they were up by 10 points.
I know.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think the Ravens look really good, look a lot better after the bye. And
they look good. My issue is
generally speaking, Lamar is not good coming from behind, and they were down 7-0. They lost on a scripted play, and then they immediately like shoved it down their throat. They looked bad in the first half, and then they made really good second half adjustments.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Ravens only scored one time.
I'm not saying the Ravens look that bad. My point was that Harbaugh, the reason why I don't really like him that much, he's really a horrible front runner. Like when his teams are up, they really do a poor job of delivering the death blow. And they didn't do it again yesterday. They won because, once again, they were against an offense that I don't think was very good. But the Ravens, they should win that division. The Steelers keep signing washed quarterbacks to be their starter, and it just has not worked out. If you enjoy watching them go 9-8, Aaron Rodgers might help you, but Rodgers is completely washed at this point in his career. And yes, I know he lit up the Bengals. Who has not? That one defense is so bad, it made everyone else look good. They
didn't light up the Bengals. They lost.
No, they lost the game, but Rodgers had like 4 touchdowns and whatever. But a reminder, Justin Fields had 39 points against that Bengals defense. So, Rodgers is completely cooked at this point in his career. Anyway, time to move on into the actual plays that we have for the Monday night game. Before we get to that, though, a reminder that the college basketball season has officially started, and make sure to subscribe to the College Experience to catch their daily podcast. Download the SGPN app for free college basketball picks. So, moving on to the actual props that we have for the Monday night game. Adam, I'll let you go first. What's going to be your first Monday Night Football prop?
Sorry, I typed something to someone who's bothering me. Okay, so first thing I'm going to start off with is I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley under 2.5 receptions at plus 116. So everybody's probably thinking like, oh man, this is going to be like, this is great. Like, don't you realize that they're probably going to get so much usage after the bye? Well, here's the thing though, is that the last couple running, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The last 8 running backs that have gone against the Green Bay Packers, even in that game where they lost to the Panthers, only 2 have gone over the receiving line. And both the Brazil game and the playoff game that Saquon has played, he's only landed at 2. He's not a giant pass catching back. AJ Brown is there. Dallas Goedert's there. Like, Dallas Goedert's probably going to get a lot of usage.
Saquon's usually the fail-safe when Hurts is either running around or he gets the random wheel route once a game and the other team forgets to cover him. That's basically
I just it's just not that kind of matchup for me on this. I just don't think they're used. It's also big picture on all of this. Yes, this game is important. Yes, they're probably going to win this game, but
the division's over already, so I don't know if it really matters.
Well, it's more their game that they have coming up has 1 seed implications, which is the Lions game.
1 seed implications are important, but I'm also saying the Eagles basically have a guaranteed playoff spot because the NFC East is just completely useless.
Right, but that's irrelevant. 7 teams get into the playoffs. My point is that I don't expect as much Saquon usage as everybody's talking about. I actually think
save him for next week.
Yeah, I do.
So does that mean you're picking more like Shipley and stuff?
You'll see.
Okay, there you go. So you're going to go with, what was the number again? You said it was
under 2.5 receptions at plus 116.
Yeah, good price. I went for a couple of plus money plays as well. By the way, I was going to ask you earlier before we went live, but I'll ask you now. Where do you get your weather information on games? Because I was using AccuWeather, and I know AccuWeather can be a little bit misleading at times. That's why I was kind of
I use Weather Underground because it's based around weather stations that are around a certain area, and then I put in the area. But I also look at meteorologists in the area.
Okay, I was just curious because looking at the weather and there are
I saw possible snow mix. I saw cold mix, so 30, 40.
Yeah, and I saw the wind is going to be probably somewhere around the 15-mile-per-hour wind gust territory, which is fine, but I just wanted to mention it. The weather could be a problem in this game because I am going to go, well, it is Wisconsin in the middle of November, so that does make sense. But I'm going to go Jordan Love, interception for starters at plus 125. He's had a pick in 2 straight home games, and the Eagles have owned him historically. He's played 2 games against the Eagles in his career. He has 4 picks. Now, one of them was a playoff game last year, bad weather, and the Eagles kind of buried him. They coasted. But Jordan Love had 3 picks in that game. And you have wind, potential snow. We think the Eagles are the better team than Green Bay. So it wouldn't shock me if the Eagles ended up taking a lead. And at that point, you got Love playing from behind in bad weather. They might throw the ball a bit more. We'll see. But Jordan Love, we know, has been dangerous with the football at I'd say various stretches in his career. There was that one stretch where he had a pick in a bunch of games in a row and he kept betting it and he kept winning. So I'll go back to it here. Weather's not great. It's plus money, and I think the Eagles' defense is good enough to intercept the pass. So far this season, they've not been great at it, I'll admit it, but I think the matchup in itself and the carelessness of Love at times, I think can result in a couple opportunities for picks. It's mainly the price, though. With a pick in 2 straight, he's at plus 125. Yep. It's a very good price. So I'll go for Jordan Love interception at plus 125.
Just taking a look here. Yeah, I mean, there's value on it. That's what I'll say.
I think it should be close to like a minus 110.
Look, I got to play that the data is not going to completely back it, but it's the same kind of thing. There's some good value on it. That being Jalen Hurts over 26.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
Like, it's way too low. It's low because he hasn't been rushing the last 4 games, but he had 135, 33, and 30 against them in the last 3 times he's played them. It's a primetime game, and in the 12 primetime games that he's had, he's only gone under this number twice. He averages 46 yards a game. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing. Like, we've seen, just because Jordan Love is taking care of the ball now doesn't mean that he's going to.
I'm saying he wasn't even. He's had a pick in 2 straight home games, so like it's not.
Yeah. Well, his turnover worthy plays isn't high, but I think it's because they've been leaning so much on Josh Jacobs. Yeah. I like Jalen Hurts over his rushing. I think he has a pretty big rushing game here on primetime.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, by the way. I know that recently the tush-push touchdowns have cooled off. I almost ended up getting there with Hurts touchdown as one of my plays, but I ended up not doing it. I was wondering, did you have any thoughts on Hurts touchdown, or do you just want the yards?
I think it's just game. I mean, it's game script kind of oriented. Like they did, if they've been getting touchdowns, guys have been getting like 50-yard touchdowns.
Well, then they're throwing random underarm passes to Goddard on the goal line. They're doing a bunch of.
No, I do like. I mean, I like Jalen Hurts to get a touchdown. It
was plus money. It was like plus 115.
No, I like it.
So I thought about that too, but I ended up not taking it.
Maybe in the underdog or something.
Yeah, could be. But either way, I think Hurts should have a solid game as well, and he's been good against Green Bay in his career. Before we get into my second prop for the show, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, Bookie.ag. Who's Bookie?
My Bookie.
So you can use them to bet on football, on college football, basketball, college basketball, tennis, hockey, you name it. But also check out their prop builder. Second to none, use crypto for funding your account for getting nice payouts. And a reminder, we have a nice code with MyBookie.ag. Use it at SGPN when you sign up for your new account for 100% back by bonus up to $500 for customers. Bookie.ag promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig, which is the number one prediction market for sports in America. Get some great prices, reduce juice by shopping around. Check out Novig, available in 30 states. Down the app when you do so, get a nice deal with us. Get $50 when you spend just $5 if it's your promo code SGPN. And thanks for Novig, promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through our first couple props for the Monday night game between the Eagles and the Packers. Time to move on into my second prop for the show. For this one, I'm going to go with a kicking prop. Yes, the weather might not be that great, but the Eagles allow a ton of field goals. Good enough for me. Another plus money play. Give me McManus over 1.5 field goals at plus 105. So McManus has made at least 2 field goals in 5 of his last 6 games, and the Eagles are allowing the most field goal attempts per game in the entire league. McManus has a good leg. I know the weather, once again, could be a bit concerning, but Green Bay, I think, will move the ball a bit, and I do think that they might be settling for a couple of field goals there. McManus has consistently gone over, and the Eagles allow a ton of attempts. Plus money, I think just too good of a deal to pass up on. I'll go for the over 1.5 field goals at plus 105. Hit rate suggests that it should be, and the matchup as well, it should be a minus price. I'll take plus 105. I think it's a pretty good number. I'll go for it. So there you go.
Nope.
Pretty short and to the point.
Yep. Nope. I dig it. All right. So let's see what we got here. Okay. So I have my third. Well, here, because like this third was tremendously helped out by Rhythm, and I want to give them credit. So do we want to do a rhythm pick of the day on this one, or how do we want to? We ever talked about how we wanted to organize it?
I thought we were just going to do what we normally did, which was during the ad read, you just pull up a play and we would just give it out.
There's not a ton of stuff I like, but I really like this one that Rhythm has. So like whatever, we'll just go with this one.
This is your third regular play, so this is a separate plug for Rhythm, but you could just do this normally as your third.
You can just do it. Yeah. Rhythm agrees on this one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Romeo Doubs under 52.5 receiving yards. Rhythm really likes this. I actually was trying to find some stuff in here. I think Christian Watson being back tremendously up. Like they want to give him the ball, whether or not he's on the field. They want to give him the ball. Doubs is actually under in all but 3 primetime games in his career, in 2 of 3 this year. People just, I think, really high on him because he gets a lot of TDs, but he hasn't really gotten a lot of space, and he's not a yak guy, because he's in there, he's in the slot. Under in both games against the Eagles, under in 5 of 7 games while Watson's played. That's kind of a big one for me. 52.5 receiving yards, pretty high. So we're going to do that. That one, Rhythm likes it. I like it. I think it's a good angle.
Yeah, you mentioned the lack of yak. I mean, the point is Dobbs does seem to be a bit more of a possession receiver, where even when he catches the ball, not many yards.
He just lays down. Well, he's tiny.
Yeah, pretty much. He's also a red zone target, so that could be an option. But, of course, there's not much yak in the red zone. I do want to ask you, though, since we are taking this play together, any concerns about the Eagles secondary? They've had some injuries recently. I'm just wondering.
No. They're off by now.
Okay.
Because their linebackers because also he's in the slot, so their linebackers are better.
Okay. I was just wondering if you were paying attention to any injury news or anything that
No. I know they acquired Jair and he's not playing. Michael Carter will cycle in.
Well, Jair, I think he's washed. I think he's washed completely, but that's a separate story.
But they're going to use Jair as a slot nickel, which is what he should be doing, where he just has a zone and he doesn't move. The thing for them is that they are going to have multiple linebackers who would be the coverage units on this one. So that's Bond, that's Phillips, Nolan Smith's going to play, Nakobe Dean's going to play. I think they have enough coverage linebackers, and I'm very high on how they're going to take care of the middle of the field.
All right, just throwing it out there, just as a question. All right, moving on to my final play. I'm actually going to go with a Packers defender. I've taken this before on Monday night, and it's worked out well for me. I'm going to go with Xavier McKinney. I'm going to switch over to basketball. Give me the assists. I'll take the over 2.5 assists for McKinney at -122. McKinney's been great when it comes to getting assists recently. If you don't have this available, I don't mind the tackles plus assists, but I do prefer the assists. He's had at least 3 assists in 7 of his last 9 games. He's also had 6 assists exactly in 2 of his last 3 games. We only need 3. He's had 6+ in 2 of the last 3. And the Eagles are allowing the 5th most assists per game in the entire league. The Eagles, we know if we think they're going to win the game, they might have the ball a lot, drain some clock, run some plays, the usual. But McKinney has been involved a lot as one of the main tacklers on this Packers defense. And I do think the assists seem very generous at 2.5 at -122. I'll take that. Once again, 6+ in 2 of the last 3 games, 3+ in 7 of 9. I think it's a great matchup in general. I'll take it as my defensive prop for the game. Give me McKinney over 2.5 assists at -122. So
I like it. He was on my list. I was looking at it. I was trying to see what I wanted in there. You took the over, you said?
I took the over 2.5 assists.
Yeah. I like I do like it. I was trying to find a defensive prop that I did like. That was close. Let me see while we're looking at it if there's anything, because as you ease us into miscellaneous props. I mean, McKinney, McKinney's all over the field.
He's so active on that defense.
Right.
Like,
he's just I would almost maybe we do this on the Underdog.
I was going to say, like, once again, if you want to go tackles and assists, you can do that too. But his assists itself are very, very short.
No, I get
according to the number. So I just went for it.
I get it. No, I dig it. I like it a lot. Let me, I'm seeing if there's anything else that I would want on this one. It's, this is a great play. I like this play a lot.
So there you go. All right, moving on to miscellaneous. Any other plays you want to mention? Any ladders? Shout out to us. We won a ladder last episode.
We did win a ladder. Well, we always got to give everybody a ladder. We've won our last 2 ladders.
Yes, we had Michael Wilson and we had Dawson Knox.
And we had the combined passing yards ladder with Daniel Jones and Aaron Rodgers in it. I don't know if the ladder got there. The base got there. Like we've passed the entire ladder on the main play on it. Yeah.
We got the entire ladder on back-to-back episodes. So
that's really true, which is great because it made up for the fact that I was 0 for 3.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What do we think? What do we like here?
Well, are we going straight into ladder or are we going straight into
do some ad? Why don't you want to do some ad reads while I'm looking?
Well, I was going to just throw some ideas out and we could just
throw some ideas.
But did we want to consider a Jalen Hurts touchdown ladder?
Well, actually, before we even talk ladder, let me just see one thing on the miscellaneous props.
Okay,
there's one that I do like. I like Saquon under his attempts for the same reason I talked about earlier.
Keep him fresh for Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's going to be a lot. I think While I like the Hurts rushing, I think there's going to be I think Tank's going to get a lot of usage here.
Okay. Well, Tank rushing could be our ladder then. If we want to talk about it that way, that could be our option.
I do like this.
So
hold on. I like where we're at.
So you think Tank gets more of the usage than Shipley as the back?
I think Tank. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
He had 100 yards in the last game before the bye. Like, let's see. I'm just looking at if there's any other.
I threw out the Jalen Hurts touchdown.
Well, I was looking at some other defensive ones, but there's something that I like there. Okay, let's take a look at.
I mean, I indirectly took a defensive prop by taking Love interception, but still, indirectly.
Tank's not on here.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna keep looking. So wait, here's what we can do. We could do. I'm pulling up receiving yards, and I'm pulling up rush yards. Let's see who we got, guys. Who has anything? What about I mean, I think everyone's going to eat. You want to mess around with Dotson?
My concern, though, is that with the weather, do I trust them to throw enough deep balls? Or do you think Dotson is just going to nickel and dime his way? Because I don't see him being the type of receiver.
I mean, his line is 3.5.
I'm fine with the 3.5. I feel like that is a very low number. I'm just wondering.
I mean, that feels like a super low number.
But I'm saying you watch the Eagles. So is Dotson more of the go route guy, or is he more of like? I thought he's more of the go route guy.
He's more of a go route.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I want that in the weather and what could be snow. I don't know if I want the go route guy in that type.
All right, let's take a look. Everybody's on Musgrove. I'm gonna pass on Musgrove because if he wanted, like, good luck to everybody who's on it. But like, if he was gonna have the job, he should have had the job. I'm not, and also just like I'm just not. He just doesn't do it for me. I almost would rather
like Goddard receptions ? No, because I don't know how many completions the Eagles are even going to have in this game.
That's the thing. Well, what about? So here's an idea. Do we want to do Jordan Love rushing? Because we think that he's running for his life. No.
How do you feel about that?
I don't hate it.
Okay, it doesn't sound like we're too thrilled.
I mean, Dotson receiving, dude, he had 40 in the last. So Dotson's receiving is at 4.5. Let me see how he is with AJ Brown's there. Just want to check this.
Okay, so I'm going to throw out an idea for you, and I just want to know your thoughts because I gave out.
He's been solid with AJ Brown out.
I gave out McKinney stuff. Do we want to go for a McKinney defensive ladder?
No, I don't. I like where your head's at, but
so I'm trying to get creative over here.
All right, so here's the deal. Dotson when AJ Brown plays. Okay. Let's look at. I'm gonna look right now at receiving yards. I think we want Dotson because it starts so low. And
in theory, he doesn't really need a massive catch there. Unless
exactly.
Unless you want an argument for like an Emmanuel Wilson or like somebody like ancillary.
No, I think that's a little too cute, but I also do like where your head's at.
I'm just trying to think of guys with low prop numbers who could get some usage in this game.
Okay. So what I want to see is I want to know what his average is. Okay. So his average yards per reception when he doesn't play is 15.5. So I mean, it's kind of a mini thing, but 10 yards is even money.
Well, I'll actually go for a different approach here. Based on the bad weather and potentially the ball control offense.
It's bad. It's not that it's bad weather. It's just cold.
No. But do we think it's going to be a low-scoring game?
See, I don't think so.
Oh, you don't?
I think that's the thing.
I was wondering if you wanted to ladder the total or the side in this game.
No, I actually think that they're going to be able to. I think they're going to be able to score. I don't think that the Packers are good. I think this team's going to be able to score. I guess my thing that I want to do is.
You want to ladder the Eagles spread?
No.
Okay, I'm just trying to come up with ideas here.
No. I know, and I think that as we look at places where this could work, it's so the two that I like are saying Golden's hurt too.
He's got shoulder issues. That's not ideal. He might play, but it's not ideal.
He's probably going to play, but he's just going to be hurt. Okay, so I don't hate I think we want this Dotson thing, man, because this is like we literally have a guy that we know is getting targets per game, and his line is like he has at least 2 targets per game in nearly every game, sometimes 3, and his line is 3. So why don't we take a ladder of 10, and then what's 15? Or we could do it at 15's plus 158. And 20's plus 240.
Sure, that's like fine. That could be one catch. That's fine.
Yeah, let's do a yawn Dotson ladder of 10 at 10 yards at even money, 15 yards at plus 158, 20 yards at plus 240.
Okay, there you go. So that'll be our ladder for the show. Anything else you want to mention for the bonus bet section?
No, that's
there you go.
That's it.
All right. Anyway, before we get into our best bets and the Underdog entry reminder, those were brought to you by our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. So they fantasy pick'em entries, chance to win 5,000 times your entry. You can pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. Download the Underdog app, and a reminder when you actually create your own account, they have a new offer. Play just $5, get $100 bonus funds. Use promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. So they're crushing college football, the NFL, and they added the NBA, giving away cash prize of the week for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from all the new builds, and you can win $1K. And a reminder that we also are going to be adding a new mid-ad read section, which is mentioning the best bet that Rhythm has, or one of the best bets you recommend on the platform. So, Adam, I'll ask you for this Monday night game, what is one play that the Rhythm robots like quite a bit for this matchup? We mentioned one already because the Dobbs receiving yards was one of the plays listed, but you gave that out as your third prop. So what is one play we did not mention that Rhythm robots like for this game?
Well, they like the Dobbs, one that we did mention. See, that's funny because I was already on it. But they like so Rhythm also likes Saquon under 2.5 receptions. There's basically Rhythm has co-signed 2 plays that we have.
Okay,
so I think that's good to know. They really just are selling. They're selling Romeo Dobbs. Let's just say for Rhythm for today, we're gonna just use the we're gonna go back. Look, I already capped both of them, but it's sort of a twofer. So we'll give you 2 Rhythm plays for the price of 1. The under on Romeo Dobbs is my favorite, and then it's got a smart signal on it too, which means that they really like it. And the under 2.5 Saquon Barkley receptions.
Okay, there you go. A reminder though, when you actually check out Rhythm, you could use our discount code with them to get a discount. Use code SGPN25 when download the app for quarter first month. Download the month, you can promo code SGPN25 for quarter off your first month. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through our props for the Monday night game in Week 10. Time to go on into our best bets. Adam, what is your favorite play out of the 3 that you gave out?
My favorite one is probably this Hurts rushing, just because he's a dog. It's his.
There you go. For my best bet, give me McKinney over 2.5 assists. He's just so active on that defense. Minus 122, I think is a great price. Xavier McKinney over 2.5 assists. DraftKings at minus 122. So moving on to Underdog, we said we might recycle some stuff. Did you want to do Hurts touchdown in this or no?
Oh, let's look through. I'm just going to make it right now. Well, you're very high on McKinney, and I'm high on McKinney. So why don't we do a McKinney play?
That's fine. I'm not too familiar with what defensive prop or defensive options Underdog has. So
they have it. They have everything. They have over 5.5 tackles and assists.
Sure, we'll take the combo there. That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, you agree that he's involved in everything on that defense.
Yes. Easily.
We'll go with that.
Let's do a Hurts TD.
Okay.
And is Tank in here? You want to get? Oh, Tank is in here. No, I don't want to do Tank TD. That's all. All they have is TD.
I assume that they weren't going to have his actual yards and stuff.
I
mean, did you want Love interception in there?
Yeah, let's do that then.
That's fine. He's been really bad against the Eagles, so I'll ride it.
Okay. It is this is not a high payout, but
it's fine. Do you have a boost of some kind?
Let's look.
You either do or they all expired already.
No, I got one. Oh, I did it. Yeah, I boosted it. It's fine. Yeah. Okay. Jalen Hurts higher rushing 0.5 rushing and receiving touchdowns, which means anytime touchdown. Jordan Love higher 0.5 interceptions thrown. Xavier McKinney higher 5.5 tackles and assists. 3.83. We boosted it to 5.68. $50 wins us allegedly $284.
There you go.
And we're in.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for the show. Before we officially end the show, though, Adam, can you just repeat your 3 plays for tonight?
Yes, my 3 plays are Saquon Barkley under 2.5 receptions, Romeo Doubs under 52.5 receiving yards, and Jalen Hurts over 27.5 rushing yards.
And my 3 plays are going to be Jordan Love interception at plus 125, Xavier McKinney over 2.5 assists at minus 122, and McManus over 1.5 field goals at plus 105. That's going to wrap it up for the show. A reminder, we'll be back midweek on Thursday to get into the NHL and NBA plays. Then, of course, we still have the football stuff coming up next week. But either way, until next time, find me on Twitter, Rachel Radio. Find him on Twitter at Hey Rosenberg. A reminder, we actually just crossed 800 subscribers on Propcast YouTube. So
nice, guys.
help us
Thank
get to 1,000 by the end of the season. And also check out the Twitter account down below, the Propcast SGPN. So check that out as well. Find us on Twitter at Rachel Radio and at Hey Rosenberg.